Hey guys, LOTR Magic here. Take two, because I apparently forgot what my name is. I'm so excited I'm shook. Somebody pulled the One Ring. I have incontrovertible evidence. However, they're obviously staying quiet about it unless I just, as of today, haven't heard about it. I mean, I feel like it would have made the news. So with this whole the One Ring thing, if you're playing along with the drinking game, where every time somebody says like fraud or crooked or insider or McDonald's Monopoly Game 2.0, little specific there, but I've heard it. If every time you hear that you take a drink, you're probably going to die, just FYI, because, goes deep on this one. What's my evidence? Somebody uncovered a PSA grading verification website for it, with a picture of it, and a verification number. So, one of two things happened. One, PSA graded a fake. Let's just pretend that that's never happened, and that it didn't happen here. Or somebody already pulled it, already mailed it to them, and already got it graded. Now, this website doesn't overtly have a date on it, but let me dig into the HTML real quick, be right back. Okay, yeah, that was written by an AI. Now, I don't see anything that resembles a date stamp, though. But as of 2 hours ago, this was leaked by a user on Reddit named Gabriel Loken-. He was directly quoting Dave and Adam's Twitter account. And if you're from the Midwest, you're probably thinking, the place with pizza and video games? No, that's Dave and Buster's. It can't just be me, right? And then as of about an hour ago, the Wall Street Journal is already reporting that it's been found. They're going full wonka on this thing. So here's the thing. Okay, they say if you win like the Powerball, like something astronomically large, the first thing you should do is stay quiet about it and contact a lottery specialist lawyer. Tell absolutely nobody. You've got 180 days to get your crap together and to turn it in. I think you can also notify the lottery and say, I have the winning ticket, but then until you go redeem it, they don't really put your name and everything on the website. You want to get your ducks in a row first. And with this, you'd at least want to talk to maybe a lawyer, definitely a tax person. So I'd like to think that's what happened. But how many days has the set been out and people been opening it for? And how many days does it take to get a card packaged up, insured, send it, and then have it processed and then turned into a verified grading on PSA? And I'm actually asking that. I have absolutely no idea. I would imagine 5 days, 6 days, or more. See, it can't be shorter, but it can be or more. So somebody very likely probably pulled this like the first day, or really darn shortly after it, except who pulled it? We don't know. Now, Dave & Buster's broke the story, which means they either have it or the person who pulled it and then got it graded notified them probably to start a bidding war. Because remember, there's some European company that offered 2 million euros, and which is over 2 million USD, just barely. And Dave and Adams had only offered 1 million. So what I'm thinking is they got outbid and they're like, okay, well, then we're going to leak the verification URL because let's just start the circus. They wanted the prestige. They wanted to be like, we're the biggest card company in America, even though they're not. Look what we have. We have $1 million card because, of course, they sold it to us because, woo, and just, prestige, free marketing. They go around showing it off, do the whole shebang-a-rang. But now I think they got outbid and they're like, okay, fine, we'll just get the attention this way then. I mean, think about it. That's the most logical thing that happened. I don't want to, accuse them of doing anything, and I don't think it's even that shady. I think it's kind of funny, actually. Unless they told the puller of this card specifically, word for word, and plus, that's a gentleman's agreement, got it in writing, would be nice, that they will not disclose that it was pulled yet, then sure, get out there and do it. Maybe the person should have requested that they keep it quiet. So, I mean, if they're going to pull the whole burn the house down, if we can't have it, nobody can thing, that's kind of funny to me, actually. Why else would they break the story? I didn't see in the replies or a follow-up tweet that says, also, we have it. Also, we're the ones who sent it in for grading. No. Mm-mm. They just said, it's been found. Here's the link to the proof that it was graded. By the way, if you haven't, looked at the screen yet, it was graded 9. That's pretty good, actually. Pretty good for a curled card, from what we saw. Mark Rosewater could throw it down in a parking lot and run over with his car. It doesn't matter. It's not about the condition. There's nothing to compare it to. There's only one of it. That doesn't affect the value in any way. Hell, the grading doesn't affect the value. It could be a 4.5 and it would still be worth about $1 million plus. So hopefully the person is being wise about this and this doesn't disappear into the ether to some scammer because, I mean, have you ever tried to sell a $10,000 to $20,000 vehicle online? You're going to get nothing but scams and what, does somebody just show up with a suitcase full of 20s? Certified checks, you can't even trust anybody. You basically got to meet them at their own bank and get the certified check drawn up in person standing next to them. which will get you some scrutiny from the bank manager because they think they're doing it under duress. It's a whole thing. Now try selling something to, 50 different bidders, who knows, for $1 million plus. This is why crypto was invented, okay? I'm just going to throw that out there. Irreversible transaction on the blockchain, the end. And you're going to pay taxes on it anyway, so when they come knocking asking why you got $1 million in Bitcoins, there you go. I'm very familiar because I know people just love to hear this story, and yet still not everybody's heard it. Between Bitcoins and Litecoins in 2011, I believe it was, into 2012, I owned what would have been at its peak $110 million. 1/10 of $1 billion worth of Bitcoins and Litecoins, and I sold them for about $600 to buy furniture for my shop. If I pulled this card, I would have been like, woo, 1% recovery. How do I get out of bed in the morning? I just don't give a shit about money anymore, except I do, so subscribe and like the video because I need more subs. Look, when the bills show up, I suddenly give a shit about money, you know what I mean? And it ain't going great for me lately. But yeah, Wizard's own Facebook page is very, very comically confirming this story. Let me just read what they wrote, and you'll see if you find this as funny as I do. One ring to rule them all. Whatever, shut up. Then we are thrilled to hear the tale of a new ring bearer in possession of the serialized one the One Ring. The journey is finished, but the adventure with MTG Lord of the Rings continues. No, what is that? Wishful thinking, projecting, like gaslighting? What would you call that? I call it a desperate, thinly veiled plea for people to keep opening this bullshit. Now here's the conspiracy theory. I front-loaded the video with like what I would do and what I think people should do and why a person would keep quiet, but what if they had a reason? What if they had a vested interest in WOTC's sales? What if they held this for this long and still, remember, the person has not come out and disclosed that they themselves pulled it. It was David Adams that I think spitefully did it. Otherwise, this information wouldn't be leaked yet. And the second it gets pulled, people stop buying and opening the packs. Remember, XQC said, I'm going to keep buying packs until it's found. Live on stream with, like, I don't know, 1 million viewers or whatever. So that's over. This set is worthless. I am going to check tomorrow what the eBay price on these collector's boosters are. It ain't going to be $440. It's not. So why did they wait this long and sparing Dave and Adams, ruining it for everybody? Like I said, not that I care. I think it's kind of funny. And like I said before, also, they might be in possession of it. Okay, just saying, we're going on theory right now. Sparing that, we might not have known about this for another week, and people would have kept buying and opening the packs. What would motivate someone to do that? What if WOTC handed the card off to them and said, just pretend you pulled it? What if it's a WOTC employee or family member? They're going full McDonald's Monopoly 2.0. Ha-ha! Told you it would come up in this video. Well, you would have a pretty good motivation to hold on to it for a while. But that's why I opened the video with, well, I mean, here's why somebody would do it if they're thinking straight. Magic players are generally pretty smart. Not that I'm saying a Magic player pulled this. We have no idea. And what reason would there possibly be to rush out day one, unless it was live on camera on live stream, duh, but it wasn't, and say, I pulled it, and post it with like some Reddit account or some Facebook account that's, well, obviously tied to potentially your real name and real info. And then if people calling you and bugging you and breaking into your house trying to steal it and harassing you and calling your family and other kinds of crazy internet crap, and not even internet crap, that happens when people win the Powerball. They're like, hey, I've got a medical problem. Can I have money? Hey, I run this thing. Can I have money? Hey, I'm with a nonprofit that probably exists. Can I have money? Before I even stop into the lottery office, I'm getting a second phone line. I'm running all kinds of protection. I'm removing my personal information from every single data broker out there. I don't think I could quite like sell my house in that time, but I might make arrangements to stay somewhere else. All of these things take a couple days while it's being graded, you know what I mean? Like, and they held on to it for a while, but maybe they sent it in day one to get graded and weren't gonna mess with anything until it's graded. But I would have definitely at least filmed the video, like proving that I'm the owner in case it gets quote unquote lost by the grader or lost in the mail. That would be bad. And the other thing is, like, I'd almost fly it there in person. Who the hell is putting $1 to $2 million in the mail when the insurance cap is usually like, I think $25,000 or something with FedEx, and just hoping it doesn't get lost on the way to the grader? I am flying there, and it is going to be strapped to my chest with a passport holder over my shoulders and locked with padlocks to my belt. TSA can grab my nuts all they want, but they ain't grabbing that card. In fact, I actually wouldn't fly with it legitimately. I would just hire a private driver and take a limo. or a private jet, but like that's kind of spending it before you sold it. You know what I mean? Like you could get an advance on it, but then that sounds scammy and it could be a fraud. It's this whole thing, you know? So a lot of drama with like the what ifs, and I was going to make a video about it, but like what you should do. Here's your guide to what to do if you pull it, but I don't know, got busy and couldn't get my shit together. What else is new? But I just wanted to like illustrate the timeline and like what people could do. So if everybody's like, ooh, conspiracy, why conspiracy? How long were they going to hold it? Are they a WOTC employee? Who handed it off to them? And the other thing is everybody knows that they're going to be accused of that stuff. So there's a lot to think about with this, about why they kept quiet. I think there's way, way, way more reasons for the person who pulled this to have kept it a secret until the money is in their hands and it's no longer their problem. And they might actually, whoever they sell it to, have them sign an NDA that says we will not say who pulled it. You just keep quiet, you pay your taxes, and you spend the money, and your name is never out there. And then 5 years from now, you know, then go show the video evidence that it was you, or put like a 2-year delay on the NDA. When you're all settled with your assets tied up in non-liquid stuff, you know, diversified, go talk to a money manager if this is you, by the way. Better property, better security system, all that stuff. Once you got all your ducks in a row, then you can come out and say I was the one who pulled it, okay? I would recommend the person stay quiet until then. Unless Dave & Buster's blows the lid off that too, which they would at that point potentially be open to legal action. So I would not do that. And I'm not just talking about NDAs. That's just like actually illegal. To like put someone's harm way and be like, yeah, we didn't buy it from them, but here's the person who offered it to us. Ha ha ha, here's their full name and address. Yeah, you can't do that in America. You'll at least get nailed in civil court. And if you think that's an awful lot of effort, boy, this is going to be like, quote unquote, the worst thing that ever happened to them. Okay. Ever since that show, Lottery Ruined My Life, like literally, they traced it back and they even interviewed people. People were so aware of that from watching it on like the Discovery Channel or whatever, that now lottery winners are actually getting their crap together ahead of time. And they're like, that's not going to happen to me. Here's the pitfalls. Here's what everybody else did wrong. I'm not going to let that happen to me. I'm not going to let the best thing that ever happened to me turn into the worst thing that ever happened to me. I'm not going to touch drugs. I'm not going to respond to these people. I'm not going to, do this, do that, do that. I'm going to move. I'm going to care about my security. I'm going to put the deed to my new location in a trust. I'm going to work it out with my family first and have prearranged amounts. So people kind of stopped screwing everything up ever since they were made aware that they should stop doing that, which is hilarious. So the general point I want to make there is people are smarter than they used to be when it comes to, oh, wow, I just made a ton of money. Okay, what should I do? Not like, woo, let's go spending first. Woo, let's tell everybody, let's call the local news. That is the stupidest thing you could ever possibly do. So we are likely not going to find out who pulled this for quite some time. We'll probably find out who the final owner is when they decide to show it off as some big prestige marketing thing, assuming it's not some private person who probably also owns stolen paintings. That type of collector. But you have no idea who's coming in with the above €2 million bids, okay? If I was a person, an entity, a company doing it as a prestige or a stunt or to show off, I would wait about a week while everybody talks about it, where they're like, where is it? Who has it? Who bought it? Who is it sold to? Who pulled it? People just be going nuts. And right when it's at its peak, then you launch the press release saying, hey, it was bought by, McDonald's Corporation for $5 million. And now it's, on display in a highly secure case in their headquarters, or it's in this museum, or, donated by this private person. On lease. Good Lord, donated? Hell no. On lease. And then everybody's going to focus on them, and then they're going to wait a couple days for it to die down, and then hit the news cycle again with, now we're taking it on tour. Oh, and by the way, it's going to be at Command Fest. Oh, by the way, it's going to be at this Magic Fest. Oh, by the way, we're doing a card show, we're doing a thing, we're doing an event, and it'll be here if you want to see it. And it'll just be in the news, and they'll drag it out as long as they can to try to recover the costs. If, like I said, it's a prestige marketing big splash whoop-de-doo thing, kind of like, Super Bowl ad or some really big stunt, or where they like pay, Red Bull pays some dude to like jump the Grand Canyon or whatever, or jump from a balloon in space. They know how to market that stuff, okay? Like if it's a company like that, they're going to be like, yeah, let's do it. And it sounds like it's not Dave and Adams. Almost said Dave and Buster's again. You guys really just need to formally change your name to DA Cards or Card Shop or whatever your website is. So, boy, as soon as we hear some real news about this, clarifying who it ended up with, I'll let you know. So if you don't want to miss it, subscribe. And honestly, I'm just glad to see this thing be over so everybody can shut up about it and stop wasting their money on stupid garbage lottery tickets. Speaking of that, I believe the Powerball and Mega Millions are both still really high, so you've got another chance at it. Just kidding, you never had a chance at it. Remember in that last video, in case you missed it, I'm going to wrap it up with this. Until it was pulled, which we don't know when that was, if you would have bought every single pack in the entire world that everybody opened themselves personally, privately, on stream, all of them, every box, every pack, and opened every single one, you still wouldn't have pulled it. So if you're like, oh, but there's an ultra rare, I'm going to buy 3 packs instead of 1. You probably could have bought 1 million packs and you still wouldn't have pulled it. I mean, we don't have a timeline, but think about that. Same with the Willy Wonka movie, dude, I'm telling you. I mean, look at like the big operation they did to find it and all that. Every single one of those could have been open, plus every single one worldwide, plus all those. And until the first one was found, or really the last one, you could have opened every single one that everybody in the world opened and still not won yet. That's how these odds work, okay? I don't go for long odds crap. I go for guaranteed stuff. I go to sales, auctions, and thrift stores. I buy stuff. I flip it on eBay, okay? There's your 200% chance of winning right there. Plus, I think you guys know at this point, I quote-unquote rip off casinos. It's all legal, you know what I mean. But, yeah, I made about $50K doing that. And then the IRS kicked me in the balls and took most of it. So, what else is new? I don't care. I lost $1/10 billion on Bitcoins. Why would I care? Related news, I really hope this mortgage goes through, this refi. But hey, for real, thanks for watching my content, thanks for supporting the channel, and thanks for being awesome, and thanks for not buying this garbage. I'll see you guys next video.